Are we together? Now, so if you want to start, always start from the constraint. The second equation you are given. You know what you are given is I equals P1x plus P2y, right? So collect like term. These two, bring them to this side. So you have I minus what? P1x minus what? P2y. Is that right? You know, if I move this one to this side, it will change to minus. If I move this plus 2 to this side, it will change to what? Minus. To minus. It's just like if you have 4 equals 3, 2. This 3 is having invisible plus. By the time you move it here, it will change to 4 minus 3. This plus 2, by the time you move it here, it will change to minus 2. Once the crossover is equal to mark, the sign will change. So the invisible sign here is plus, coming here to change to minus. This one is having plus, coming here to also change to minus. So you won't have anything at this side, have you? So I can now say multiply by Lagrangian function. Lagrangian function is this sign, we call it lambda. Are we together? So multiply this with lambda. You are going to have lambda into I minus P1x minus what? P2y. Are you with me? So you can now say add to the equation. Now the equation you have is xy. So I can say L. I just use letter L, you can use any other letter. So x plus y, xy rather, plus lambda into I minus P1x minus P2y. What I did was to add this one to this. So I'm not calling it move, because only move is xy. But because I wanted to add this one, that's why this one is changing. If I leave this one as move, it will be wrong because move is only xy. Have you? But now I have added something to that xy. That's why I'm calling another letter. Can I continue? Edit. Yes, sir. Prince. What do you now call it there? I said you can use any letter.
What is it signify?
Like quantity. The quantity of what will be produced. So now this L, you can say L equals xy. You will multiply, open the brackets. You know, if you open the bracket, this one can be I lambda minus P1x lambda minus P2y lambda. Are you with me? The white socket. Are you following this? Lambda times I lambda. Lambda times P1x lambda. Lambda times P2y lambda. That guy, leave that phone, leave that phone.
Drop that phone.
You come to ask me, say you don't understand.
That's why.
Can I continue?
Yes, sir.
So, I will now say that. So let's differentiate now. Let's differentiate with respect to x. So I'll find that L, that x, that L, that x. So that is, I want to differentiate anywhere you have x. You know I have x here. If I differentiate xy, what am I going to have? Y. Hope you know. Now this one, does it have x?
No.
You throw it away. This one, does it have x?
Yes.
If you differentiate it, what will it be?
P1 lambda.
Minus P1 lambda. Have you phrased? Then this one, minus P2 y lambda. Does it have x?
No.
No. So you can call this one, call this equation 1. Then find dl dy. So we are differentiating with respect to y now. If you differentiate with respect to y, what would that be? X. Abi? This one does not have y. Abi? This one does not have y. If you differentiate this one, what will it be?
B2 lambda.
B2 lambda. Then the L, the lambda. So the L, the lambda means anywhere you see lambda is where you differentiate. If you differentiate this, what will it give you? I. Minus differentiate, what will it give you? P1x. Differentiate this one, what will it give you? P2y. Do you get? Prince, are you following? So here now I can now say divide equation 1 by 2. So what's my equation 1? Or I can say equate equation 1 and 2 to 0 and divide. So equation 1, you know, is y minus p1 lambda equal to 0. Now this minus p1 lambda, by the time I bring it here, what will it change to? p1 lambda. Abi? Minus p1 lambda coming here will change. Then my y, my second equation, x minus p2 lambda equals 0. If I take this one to the other side, what will it change to? P2 lambda. So let me divide the two equations now. So y equals p1 lambda divided by x p2 lambda. Do you get? I'm dividing this by this. So lambda can cancel lambda. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So from here down, I can try to get my P1. So here, from here, what will be my P1? You know, if I say P1 times X, it will be X P1 equals Y times P2, Y P2. Are you? Can I continue? So to get your P1, divide those out by X. So our P1 will now be equal to YP2 over what? Over X. Abi? So we will now substitute this P1 in equation 3. So I can say substitute P1 in equation 3. Now what's our equation 3? I minus P1 X minus P2y. So if I say I minus what's my P1? YP2 over X. Abi? Into bracket this X. Are you following? You know that where I see P1, I'm representing with this. Prince, you dey sleep? So where I see P1, I put this. This X is still there. Then minus P2 Y. So here now, this X can cancel this X. So I'm going to have I minus YP2 minus what? P2Y. Are you? Now this is the same thing as I minus YP2 minus YP2. I just rearrange this one. P2y is the same thing as YP2. So minus YP2 minus YP2. You know that is 2YP2. Abi? In two places. So you equate to 0. Now when you equate to 0, you will now take this to the other side. So I equals 2YP2. Are you following? This minus 2YP2, I brought it here. So make y the subject of formula. So So I'll divide both sides by 2p2. 2p2. So 2 will cancel 2, p2 will cancel p2. So y will now be equal to I over what? Over what? 2p2. I mean, I over 2p2. So I've gotten my I. Okay. Then let me get my x here to save our time. So to get my x, what I will need to do is that I can now say that, you know, from here, you know, P1 equals yp2 over x. Abi? Can I continue? So where I see y, let me put this. Where I see y. So my P1 will now be equal to, what is that? I over 2P2 into bracket what? P2 all over what? X. Do you understand what I did here?
Yes, sir.
Prince, y I put y, P2 I still put it, x I put it. That y is already this from here. So this P2 now will cancel this P2. So I'll be left with P1 equals I over 2 all over what? All over x. So if you cross multiply P1 times this, it will be x P1 equals I all over 2. Do you get? Divide both sides by P1. P1 will cancel P1. So your x1 will now be I all over 2. And I all over 2 divided by P1. Sure you know. Because this sign is divided. So eventually your x is going to be I all over 2 times 1 over P1. Because this P1 is over a visible 1. So by the time this divide change to times, 1 will come up, P1 will come down. So it will turn to 1 over P1. So my x will now be I times 1, I, over 2 times P1, 2P1. So these two now, this x and y, are the Marshallian demand function. The value of x and y that I got are the what? Marshallian demand function. That's how to prove it. It used to come out. In fact, I can show you in the past question. So you won't say, they will not ask us, make I don't know how. Then we'll ask you, no how. But I copy.